The American aid project Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC Nepal Compact has taken center stage in Nepali politics. Top leaders of the ruling alliance have been holding regular talks with Prime Minister Sherbahadur Deuba in recent days on the endorsement of the MCC from the parliament. With at least two of the coalition partners against the endorsement, debates on the MCC are escalating. Good morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha and these are the headlines of the hour. Top brass leaders hold regular meetings concerning MCC Nepal Compact, but no official discussion in the respective parties. MCC agenda complicates as parties weigh personal gains. The government, in the race against time to vaccinate people ahead of local polls, needs to administer daily doses of 260,000 to meet the April deadline. Islamic State leader Abu Ibrahim al-Hashami al-Quraishi killed in a U.S. raid in northern Syria that also killed a senior deputy of the terror group. And Egypt edged past host Cameroon 3-1 in a penalty shootout to reach the finals of the African Cup of Nations, set up a clash against Senegal in the title decider. National politics has been set abuzz because of the American aid project Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC Nepal Compact. Senior leaders of the ruling parties have been holding regular talks with Prime Minister Sherbahadur Deuba in recent days on the endorsement of the MCC from the parliament. The main opposition, meanwhile, has been adopting a wait-and-watch approach. However, with debates on the MCC escalating, the parties have yet to hold serious talks on the MCC agenda.
Nepali Congress President and Prime Minister Sherbahadur Deuba is in favor of the endorsement of the MCC through the parliament. However, despite contrasting opinions in the ruling alliance, they are yet to hold talks at their official forums. The previous working committee of Nepali Congress was in favor of the endorsement of the compact. However, the new leadership elected by the 14th General Convention is yet to hold official talks on the project. A huge chunk of the coalition partner CPN Maoist Center appears against the MCC pact. Chairperson Puspakamal Dahal is finding it difficult to come up with an outlet to the existing conundrum, while the party committee is yet to come up with a decision. Meanwhile, chairperson of CPN Unified Socialist Madhav Kumar Nepal and coordinator of the study committee Jhalanath Khanal are in regular talks with Prime Minister Deuba. However, despite contrasting opinions within the party, even the Unified Socialist is yet to hold official talks. While Baburam Bhattrai of the coalition partner Janata Samajwadi Party has openly supported the project, party chair Upendra Yadav has remained indecisive. The CPN-UML, which was actively making efforts to endorse the MCC Nepal Compact when it was in power, has currently adopted a wait-and-watch strategy. As the political parties continue to tailor definitions of the compact to serve their political interests, the MCC deal continues to draw publicity for all the wrong reasons.
The country continues to reel under coronavirus as 14 more fatalities with COVID-19 have taken the death toll to 11,778 in Nepal. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, 2,742 new cases were confirmed through RT-PCR tests yesterday. Meanwhile, the inoculation drive against coronavirus has already marked a year in Nepal. During this period, only 51.1% of the population have received both the doses. At this rate, the government target of inoculating the entire population before mid-April looks a far cry. The government has made preparations to hold the local elections on 18th of May. Political parties have already begun their election-centered activities. Assemblies, rallies, and other programs for the election are likely to increase the risk of infections. For the government to meet its target of inoculating everyone before the elections, the vaccination drive must be expedited. A total of 815,796 individuals received the vaccines against coronavirus on Wednesday, while the number dropped to 266,540 yesterday. Despite the government target of administering 500,000 doses of the vaccine every day, the ambition has been met only on a few occasions. 68.4% of the population has received a single dose of the vaccine, while 51.1% have been fully vaccinated. The virus-related scenario doesn't augur well, as election-related activities will now intensify in the days ahead. The government for the first time has allowed the private sector to develop, protect and produce seeds of different crops. The meeting of the Council of Ministers has issued permit to 3 domestic companies for the development and production of seeds. The decision has paved way for the private companies to produce hybrid seeds. Meanwhile, an additional 8 companies have requested for the permit. Nepal Agriculture Research Center has so far been producing hybrid seeds. The center has developed 2 kinds of saplings of paddy, 7 of maize, and 2 seedlings of tomatoes. Hybrid seeds of vegetables and crops are in high demand in recent time. However, the Nepal Agriculture Research Center has failed to meet the demand for such seedlings, which has led to dependency on seedlings of paddy, maize, and vegetables. The government has issued the permit of production and development of seedlings to Lumbini, Gorkha and Sayan seed companies. Following the decision, the government officials have expected increase in the production of these seedlings. The government has a target of developing at least 20 kinds of saplings from the private sector. Seedlings worth over 2.5 billion rupees are imported in Nepal through official channels every year. Irregularities have been reported in the digital lights used to decorate temples in the cultural heritage area in Janakpur. At a time when the province government is being alleged of involvement in irregularity by the larger Janakpur Area Development Council, investigations have been limited to formality. The Madhya province government had released 110 million rupees to the larger Janakpur Area Development Council 2 years ago for the decoration of the Janaki Temple. Modern digital lights were installed to decorate the Janaki Temple from the same fund. Based on the demand of the council, a project was formulated to install digital lights at the Janaki Temple, Ram Mandir, Lakshman Mandir, Vibha Mandap, Ganga Arati area, Gadimai of Bara and Chinnamasta Temple of Saptari. However, against the project, the council spent the entire fund only for the Ram Janaki Temple, Lakshman Mandir and Vibha Mandap. The Office of the Auditor General has found irregularities by the Council, while the 3-member investigation committee, led by the then Secretary of the Office of the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers, Tika Pandey, had also concluded of abuse of funds. The committee had recommended for actions 3 months ago, but the province government is yet to implement the recommendation. Despite the large expenditure of the province government to beautify the Janaki Temple, it is yet to pay more than 8.1 million rupees for consumption of electricity. Solar panels had been purchased for alternative sources of electricity, but the whereabouts of such equipment remain a mystery. Based on the findings, Executive Director of the Council, Balaram Thakur, has arbitrarily extended the term of the contractors while approval was not taken from the Department of Archaeology. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local residents in several provinces regarding their opinion on the random distribution of public land. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
जग्गा वितरण गर्न लाग्यो भने त यो त व्यतिथि भयो नि
स्थानीय तहलाई जिम्मा दिनुपर्छ
सरकारले एउटा चाहिँ नियमनकारी विधेयक नै दर्ता गरेर त्यो विधेयक नै कडा रूपमा कार्यान्वयन गर्नुपर्छ
मुख्य रूपमा चाहिँ भनेको चाहिँ स्थानीय सरकार नै हो
मापदण्ड बनाएर वितरण गर्दा राम्रो हुन्छ
सबैले आफ्नो ठाउँबाट खबरदारी गर्नुपर्छ
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. And here's the question. What's your take on Karnali province government failing to expand its cabinet for 3 months? Your options are A, height of incompetence, B, mockery of authority, and C, political tug of war. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the sports news. The Nepali sports sector is currently in a sorry state. The National Sports Council is without leadership because of political power tussle. The athletes have not been able to prepare for the fast approaching National Games, South Asian Games, and the Asian Games. There are no planning in the offing for national and international tournaments, compelling the athletes to resort to protests.
At a time when athletes should have been busy preparing for the 9th National Games and the 19th Asian Games to be held in Hangzhou, China from 10th to 25th of September, the regulating authority, National Sports Council, is without a leadership, which has compelled the athletes to protest to draw the attention of the government for keeping political intervention out of sports. The National Sports Act has provision for the appointment of a temporary official when the position of the member secretary is vacant or when the member secretary is suspended. Based on the arrangements, the Sports Ministry can appoint its high-ranking official or a senior official of the Sports Council to give continuity to the operations of the sports body. However, officials at the National Sports Council have alleged the ministry of prioritizing its political interests instead of resolving the dispute. With the National Sports Council without a member secretary for the past month and a half, remuneration of athletes and construction of sports infrastructures have remained stranded. With all sports activities at a halt, the athletes and officials have resorted to staging protest programs. Despite such a scenario, the Ministry of Sports has failed to intervene and find an outlet. This has led to athletes and officials questioning the leadership of the ministry.
And that's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.